Good morning, Nigeria, and a beautiful weekend to you. Welcome to today's newspaper review. First, we'll start with the Daily Sun. On the Daily Sun newspaper, we're looking at article Tinubu, Wike, APM clash over subsidy savings. Tinubu article, Wike, APM clash over subsidy savings. Then at the top of the newspaper, we're saying as campaign kicks off, ADC, NDC should put their houses in order first. Then in UK, they've warned nationals against traveling to 18 states in Nigeria. The United Kingdom has warned their nationals from traveling to 18 states in Nigeria, since Nigeria is a country of particular concern. At the bottom of the newspaper, federal government raises 7.2 trillion naira via bonds to address funding shortfall. Protesters stormed INEC headquarters over Osun governorship poll. Then in Abuja, Wike orders demolition of 30 buildings blocking Abuja Ring Road. Then in Imo State, they've made history, begin advanced robotic surgery. That's in Imo State. Up next is the Daily Trust. On the Daily Trust newspaper, Atiku's fuel subsidy pledge sparks debate. Recall that Atiku said when he becomes the president of Nigeria come 2027, he will restore back the subsidy, the fuel subsidy removal. He will bring it back. Now, this particular pledge has actually sparked debate. At the top of the newspaper, 98 days after, parents of abducted Borno pupils demand federal government's action. After 98 days, the parents of abducted Borno state pupils are demanding for actions from the federal government. By the right side of the newspaper, EFCC, ICPC probe 12 billion naira NFF intervention fund. That's from the EFCC. They've probed 12 billion naira NFF intervention fund. By the left side of the newspaper, woman remanded for allegedly beheading co-wife. That's a very sad story there. Apapa Customs record 28.1 billion naira revenue in one day. Then at the bottom of the newspaper, 11 family members, 41 others buried after Sokoto boat accident. Very sad, losing a whole family members in one day. Away from that newspaper to the Guardian newspaper. On the Guardian newspaper, on recipe for disaster, how poor regulation on hygienic practices worsen food safety crisis. Still in the same newspaper, 2027, back Obi to sack Tinubu, NDC charges Atiku as ex-vice president rules out 2031 race. Okay, so this is from the NDC. They are charging the ex-president, that's Atiku Abubakar, to back their presidential candidate, that's Peter Obi, to rule out or to sack Tinubu come 2027, because Atiku has ruled out his 2031 presidential race. I think he's actually retiring come 2031. Still in the same newspaper, APC stakeholders group trade blame in Osun governed pool aftermath. Still in the same newspaper, police son clap down on fake calculators, seized 14,000 in Lagos raid. Police and the Standard Organization of Nigeria have clapped down on fake calculators, seized 14,000 in Lagos raid. Away from that newspaper to the New Telegraph. On the New Telegraph newspaper, don't travel to Imo, Katsina, 9 other Nigerian states, UK warns citizens. The United Kingdom have warned their citizens not to travel to Imo State, Katsina State, and 9 other states in Nigeria for security reasons. Still in the same newspaper, at the top of the newspaper, over 95% of startup fail amid Nigeria's $18.3 billion digital economy. In the middle of the newspaper, Atiku, presidency in sharp political clash over fuel subsidy policy. Atiku, presidency in sharp political clash over fuel subsidy policy. Still in the same newspaper, Liberian charges former vice president with drug trafficking other offenses. This is coming from Liberia. They have charged their vice president over drug trafficking and other offenses. We actually wish this kind of thing can actually happen in Nigeria as well. Still in the same newspaper, by the right side of the newspaper, U.S. national debt passes 40 trillion naira. U.S. national debt passes 40 trillion naira. On 2027, Okorocha sues INEC APC over Imo West Senate ticket. Rochas Okorocha sues INEC APC over Imo West Senate ticket on 2027 election. Osun Goba pursue unity, reconciliation, Tinubu tells Adeleke. That's the message, the congratulatory message from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Ademola Adeleke that he should pursue unity and reconciliation. That's a good one. Away from that newspaper to the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper, states get special 435 billion naira for security and infrastructure. Then Tinubu OPS kicks against Atiku's petrol subsidy push. Tinubu OPS have kicked against Atiku's petrol subsidy push. UK warns citizens against traveling to Borno, Yobe, and 9 other states. Still in the same newspaper, by the right side of the newspaper, over 46 bodies recovered in Sokoto boat accident. That's very sad. EFCC, ICPC summon NFF officials over 12 billion naira federal government fund. Up next is the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard newspaper, on Christian killings, why US won't remove Nigeria's CPC tag. This the reason why US won't remove Nigeria as a country of particular concern tag. This is coming from the Congressman Moray. He has stated the reason why the US will not remove Nigeria as a country of particular concern because of the Christian killings. At the top of the newspaper, sad, bad state of police barracks. Officers live with filth, leaks, and rodents. Still in the same newspaper, fuel subsidy, Atiku, Tinubu battle. Tinubu and Atiku battle over fuel removal subsidy. That's a battle between Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar. Away from that newspaper to the Matrix newspaper. On the Matrix newspaper, Osun victory. Tinubu warns Adeleke, you didn't conquer anybody. Wow. That's coming from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He says that Adeleke did not conquer anybody in Osun election. Morning point. 73% of Nigerians struggle with unexpected expenses. That's on the Morning Point mobile banking. They said Nigerians struggle with unexpected expenses. By the right side of the newspaper from Kwankwaso, why I accepted to be Obi's running mate. Kwankwaso has stated the reason why he accepted to be Peter Obi's running mate. 2027 showdown. Okorocha drags INEC, APC, Uzodinma to court over Imo West ticket. Still in the same newspaper. Federal government's third fund investments will unlock North Central's economic potential. That's coming from Idris. He said federal government third fund investments will unlock North Central's economic potential. That's from Idris. Still in the same newspaper on entertainment. Legal pressure mounts as Sheyi vibes delays post about Hilda Bassi. Sheyi Vibes has deleted post he made about Hilda Basi. Away from that newspaper to our last newspaper for today, which is the Daily Monitor. On the Daily Monitor newspaper, we're looking at your plan to reverse subsidy removal, a serious ignorance on economy. That's coming from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Atiku Abubakar. He said that his plan to reverse the subsidy removal, a serious ignorance on the economy. Then at the top of the newspaper, coming from Shetima, the vice president, he said Tinubu spreading opportunities across communities, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is spreading opportunities across communities in Nigeria. In the middle of the newspaper, 2027 election, IGP cautions youth against political violence and misinformation. That's coming from the Inspector General of Police, Disu. He has warned the youth against misinformation and political violence come 2027 elections. Still in the same newspaper, coming from the NSA, is that illicit arm proliferation is fueling insecurity and violence in Nigeria. Illicit arms proliferation is fueling insecurity and violence in Nigeria, coming from the NSA. Still in the same newspaper, no blankets banned on Uber, both at airports, says FAA, and they said there's no blankets banned on Uber and boats at the airports. Still in the same newspaper, PENGASSAN urges collaboration to stabilize oil industries. At the bottom of the newspaper, we're looking at subsidy savings. NECA urges states, local governments to account for 10.4 trillion naira received. That's on regards to the subsidy savings that Atiku Abubakar is asking Nigerians to find out what they are doing with the subsidy removal savings. We've come to the end of the newspaper review. Many thanks for watching. I am Kasitoni. Stay tuned for more updates.